I spent about 3 hours trying to write a script for this video, but I stopped about halfway through because I realized that defeats the entire point. When you script something, it becomes a performance, and the entire point of a video like this is that I'm delivering my raw reaction, my unfiltered opinion, and my just authentic emotion. So, as you guys know, and as you've seen by now, about 2 days ago, Charlie Kirk, who is a prominent right-wing political activist, was shot in the throat while discussing politics with a student on a Utah college campus. Now, I think the irony and the morbidity in this is his mantra was that we must discuss politics, we must have uncomfortable conversations, because when people stop talking, violence happens. While he's talking, while he's having this discussion, he was killed. Violence happened. And I think for that reason, this makes everything all the more serious. When you look at somebody who was having these conversations being killed, it just shows you that we're at a point where talking doesn't seem to have mattered, right? Trying to talk things out, trying to discuss political issues seems to have failed in a pretty strong way. People are angry, they're violent, they don't want to talk, they would rather kill. And the response to this killing makes what I'm saying all the more true. If it wasn't true, why would you have people celebrating the death? They want the death. They don't want the conversations. We're past people trying to own him in a debate. You know, we're at the point where people are cheering on bloodshed and slaughter, okay? That's where we are right now. In case you're wondering where on the, where on the political sort of spectrum we are in terms of violence and civil unrest, out of 10, we're at about like an 8 or a 9 right now. So, yeah, just a quick tick in the temperature. We're running at a pretty fucking high fever. So, anyway, in case you haven't seen the video of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck with blood gushing out of his throat, you have to watch it in order to participate in this conversation, because if you're not and you're trying to give me some sort of opinion, just no, that's not how this works. In order to talk about an assassination where the video is readily available for viewing online and you are choosing not to view it, yet you want to lecture me about something that you have no sort of emotional, visceral reaction to because you're going off of headlines, no thank you. Actually go fuck yourself. We're not doing that. So listen, let's talk let's talk about the sort of what happens next, okay? Everybody knows what this means. Everybody knows where this is going to take us. And let's talk about how to respond to this, how to respond to the response, and where we are headed. So how to respond to this is obviously to just feel a deep level of sorrow and to use this sorrow to console with others and to, bring people together and tell them that, although things might be hard right now, they will get better and that we do have a future. Although this senseless act of violence will take a huge mental and emotional toll on lots of people, that this is not the end. This is an unfortunate chapter in many of our lives, but it's not over. Now, let's discuss the response to the response. Now, as you guys have probably seen by now, lots and lots of people are celebrating this. They are celebrating the death. They are memeing it, and this is unsurprising to me in a lot of ways, because my first thought when there was an assassination attempt against Trump was that had this succeeded, the celebration would have been insurmountable. There would have been a ridiculous amount of people celebrating and feeling a level of happiness that wouldn't even be, comprehensible to most people. These are people who would feel satisfaction and they would be satiated for the rest of their lives, having watched this, the president get shot in the head. They would have taken his face and put it on T-shirts. The face that I should be more specific. His face getting impacted by the bullet. The very moment where his life leaves him, his soul exits his body, would be the moment they capture on photo and put on shirts, mugs, make reaction gifs that they will spam in your fucking DMs. And that's what they're doing now with Charlie Kirk. There are, I think I've seen about 7 instances of people selling merchandise and memorabilia with this horrible image of Charlie Kirk's neck leaking blood. People are making stickers of it. They're using AI to generate stickers and make shirts and sell action figures, 3D printed action figures. It is, needless to say, very fucked up and, with that, the celebration that accompanies this is also fucked up. You know, the people that are saying that he deserved it, that it doesn't matter that he had a family, it makes no difference, his views cost him his life, etc., looking for some sort of gotcha moment that because he's pro-gun, his death was somehow imminent, you know, oh, he's pro-gun, he died by a gun. Reddit is down the hall and to the right, you fucking loser. And listen, a lot of people are using this to make whataboutisms as well. They're trying to say that because Charlie Kirk's death has made such big headlines that the people who care about his death are hypocrites because they didn't care about the school shooting victims or something, which is the most fucking stupid thing I've ever heard because, you know, the praise for one is not criticism for another. Me supporting the life of Charlie Kirk and you know, supporting his legacy, saying that I don't think he should have died is not saying I think these kids should have died. That's the most obvious thing ever. And also, it's pretty obvious to say that when somebody dies, you celebrate the people. Like, again, this is like saying you went to your father's funeral, but you didn't go to some random stranger's funeral. Like, I don't know these children. Obviously, I feel bad that anybody would die in a school shooting. That's tragic. I just don't know these people. How am I supposed to say their names when I don't know their names? How would I know their names? It's all bad. Are you trying to call me a hypocrite because I specifically highlighted the name of one of the largest, most famous, well-known people in right-wing politics' death, and not the many children that are viciously slaughtered in schools? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to get at with all of this is that these people are violent people. They are apathetic. They have no care in the world for people's livelihood or their lives in general, as if they can find a political disagreement. And I feel like this has been known for a while, but it was highlighted in a pretty major way recently. And the only way forward, in my opinion, is with accountability and punishment. You're not going to convince somebody who is laughing at the death of Charlie Kirk that they shouldn't do that. You are far past that. You will not change their mind. Okay? They killed the guy who tried to change people's minds. You know? They sniped him. So it's not going to happen. There is one way forward, and that, like I said, is through accountability and punishment. That in no way, shape, or form means violence. That simply means when somebody is celebrating violence, they are promoting it. When you look at violent acts occurring and you cheer it on, you are hoping for more of it to happen. And you know this is true because the amount of people that have said Trump next, X person next, whatever, you know, Kirk, Trump, Ben Shapiro, Nick Fuentes, whoever it might be on the right, they would have the exact same reaction. They would be equally, if not more, happy. So there is no reasoning with these people. You cannot get them to unfeel the joy they feel right now. You cannot logic your way into getting them to care. They are happy that Charlie Kirk was shot in the throat and gushing blood from his throat in front of his children. That's it. They have to be punished. If you see this, if you know somebody celebrating this on social media, get them fired from their fucking job. Get them kicked out of school. That is promotion of violence. Maybe you can argue it's incitement of violence. At the end of the day, we live in a civil society with basic levels of standards and respect. And any person who is cheering this on is disregarding that to a level where it demands punishment. These people have to pay. I'm done looking at this. If you're thinking to yourself that, well, hey, hold on a second, contact their employers, that sounds like a Karen move. That sounds like cancel culture. That sounds like the left. Okay, you know what sounds like the left right now? It sounds like, quoting here, I hope his kids died too so his wife can suffer more. That's what they're saying right now. And you're talking about you're sounding like a Karen? Be a fucking Karen. That's what we need right now. We need people to punish these fucking psychopaths. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. We are seriously reaching a boiling point, and You might think that this video is adding fuel to the fire, and I would tell you that we are reaching a point that if you are not fighting back, you are doing something wrong. If adding fuel to the fire is fighting fire with fire, then so be it, you know? At what point are you gonna scroll through Twitter and watch people happy that 2 young daughters are growing up without a father, and who, by the way, when they get old enough, will be shown this video. They will be shown the video of their father being shot in the neck, and you're saying to yourself, oh, yeah, but I don't know, it sounds like cancel culture. You're a fucking idiot, and you deserve nothing, honestly. You're staring in the face of evil, and you're thinking you might be a hypocrite for destroying it. Do you understand how fucking stupid you sound? You sound like a fucking idiot. Now, obviously, and I've waited to the end to say this because I feel like adding a bunch of disclaimers and stupid shit before making the argument is sort of defeating the argument. I do not agree with everything Charlie Kirk said. I do not agree with a lot of his positions. And I thought some of the stuff he said was wrong, very wrong. I don't agree with him on, I would say, 70% of things, maybe 60% of things. But to even bring that up seems so useless when there is such a greater threat at stake, right? Because with Charlie Kirk, I could have talked it out. We could have said, hey, why do you think that? Excuse me. And he could have said, here's why. And I would have said, well, I disagree. And we could have had a conversation. But with these people, it's, I think this. Oh, you think that? Well, you are a racist, bigoted, homophobic piece of shit, and I want you to fucking lose it all. And if you gain enough followers, if you gain enough people, and if you're saying what you say on a college campus, you might get shot. That's where we are. So it's time to wake up. It really is. If this isn't a wake-up call, then I just don't know what is. You watching this video right now, I want you to understand that if you died and someone saw that you had left a like on some of my videos, there would be a justification for your own death. You understand that? Do you understand how fucking insane that is? Is that insane? Yeah, I think it is. And that's what's happening. If I died, they would say that would be fine. There would be people, because I know there's hundreds of thousands of tweets with hundreds of thousands of likes that are saying this is great. What do you think they'd think of me? I'm 21 years old, I'm a successful young man who's made a channel on YouTube, and I'm doing all right for myself. But people find 1 or 2 things they don't like that I say, and that's it. That's all they need. That's all the justification they need to, disregard my humanity. Exhibit A. And, yeah, I don't want to hear any fucking tone policing from people saying that, oh, wait, this rhetoric is being dialed up. It's like, yeah, and I think they fucking took it to 10 about 2 days ago. That's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And I want to take some time really quickly and go over some tweets that I've been seeing from people, because some of these are just fucking insane. And I want to look at them because they're worth looking at. And let me mute Twitter real quick. I'm going to pull these up. And we're going to get into this. So, yeah, let's take a look at this. So, anyway, the shooter for Charlie Kirk, they found out that he's like a white male or something. And immediately, Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old white man who grew up Christian, not a trans person, not a POC, not an immigrant, a white person. And it's a gif of this guy dancing. It's got 100,000 likes, guys. They're more worried about the optics of the shooter being black than the actual violence that occurred and the perpetuation of the violence. Look at this. Can you? It's not. We're not civil. We're not even on. We're not. I don't know. He was not black, not trans, not Muslim, not Hispanic. Basically, he was a kid who wore a Donald Trump costume for Halloween. Did I get that right? Huh? Yeah. Dude, how do I explain this to you? You are literally like, you're brain broken. Like, you're fucked. Like, you're not even like, you're not even a real human. Like, you can't even experience emotion properly because before an emotion reaches your brain, reaches the part of your brain that makes you actually feel something, it goes through this man-made, artificial, politically correct filter and morphs the emotion into information that you digest, and then you come up with a take and then spit it out. You're not even like a fucking person. You're like a robot. You're like a fucking human algorithm for like politics. It's not, I don't know. This is not okay. A straight white man, dude, he was a straight white man. Oh my God, yes. We're not going to make fun of trans people or black people or immigrants because he's straight and white. You should be kicked out of civil society. White supremacists finding out that Tyler Robinson is a straight white male. I don't care what race this guy is. I care that the reaction from people would have been the same either way. They're happy the dude got shot, and they're happy the shooter's white so they don't get blamed. And then Dean Withers thought about running a poll in chat about whether or not Charlie Kirk deserved to die. He opted not to poll in fear of the results. Mind you, this kid is not a good person. He cried when Charlie Kirk died, and he got scorched to fuck because people were upset at his human emotion of sadness and grief when someone who he met in the flesh died. These people are not real. They are not real. They are demonic. They are demonic in nature, and I don't say that often, but I think we're reaching a point where the label is more appropriate than ever. They are demonic, and there needs to be some level of understanding that this is what we're up against. This is what's happening, okay? I'm not a political expert. I don't know much about what's happening in the world at all. I know that this is wrong because I'm a real human being. I'm a real person at the end of the day. And when I react to someone getting shot in the throat with sadness and I'm met with disagreeers, then we got a pretty big fucking problem. And let's take a look at this. Charlie Kirk, yeah, let's see. I can't believe these people exist.
How do you feel about Charlie Kirk?
How do you feel that Charlie Kirk is getting assassinated?
Some people say it's deserved.
To get murdered in front of his children and family?
When God calls you home, you gotta go.
You think God called him home? It's well deserved. For him specifically getting killed, womp womp, he got what he deserved. Honestly, I feel like he just got what he deserved.
Yeah, so that's where we are. That's where we are. We have smug responses to the, I mean, it's... Anyway, to get to the point of the video, get these people in trouble. Do not debate them. Just get them in trouble, okay? You know, these people who speak like this, they have jobs, they have schools. There needs to be accountability. There just has to be, because this is promotion and incitement of violence. If you disagree with that, you're fucking wrong. And you know that these people are upset, and you know that this is something that they know has consequences only when they meet them. They will not understand it in any way other than how it will affect them. When you see videos of people saying, "Oh my God, I got fucking fired," they're displaying more emotion than when they saw a guy get his fucking neck put a hole in. So that's where we're at. Anyway, yeah, no script for this video. I don't know if it was good. I hope it was good. I hope that you watch till the end, and I hope that what I'm saying can get across to you. And I hope that we can reach better days. I don't want violence. I don't want division or hatred, but I do need accountability. I cannot have people promoting and justifying violence without accountability, okay? If me saying I don't want violence and that these people who are promoting it need to be held accountable is stirring division, then okay, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'd rather disavow violence and attack violence than remain a bystander. So anyway, goodbye.